Our live studio show here on MXGPTV.com and of course our Facebook page as well. It's round 17, the penultimate round of MXGP. We're at the MXGP of Pietramurata at this Trentino circuit here, the Ciclamino circuit. On our studio show today we have Thibault Benistant. We also have Alessandro Lupino coming in, and who else? Oh, WMX World Champion Courtney Duncan, of course. And we'll be looking forward to talking to her and seeing what she has to say about her title success. But Lisa Leyland, before we go anywhere, I don't know about you, but I'm already counting down the days. Just 2 more, and then it is all over.
It's been a long stint, hasn't it? But I know, like, I'm counting down the days, but I know 2 weeks after the season's over, we're going to just be edging to get back again, aren't we? So
No.
No? You will. I know what you're like, Paul. 2 weeks after, he's just going to want to be back at a racetrack.
I know,
so.
probably. Anyway, look, let's meet our first guest. He is the European champion, EMX 250 champion 2020. He rides for Hutton Metal Yamaha. And it's Thibault Benistant. Thibault, congratulations, first of all, and welcome to our studio show. That's 2 EMX titles now. Which one is more important? The 125 from a couple of years ago, or does this one mean more?
Hey, yeah, I think I was more happy for the 125 because it was a little bit like, not on the last moment, but yeah, it was my goal, but it's the first one. The second one, I do one really good preparation on the winter for be the champion, so I was a little bit more, yeah, of course, really happy. It's one nice title, difficult to have, but it was a little bit more
prepared.
The first one.
Yeah. You took 5 wins in total, including the 3 overall victories in Latvia. Did you expect to be so strong in Latvia?
Of course, no. I was thinking to be on the front, but like this, no, because the MX is really like everybody goes fast, and if you don't start good, it's difficult. So I was thinking to be on the front, but not like this.
Well, you won the title at the final round in Lommel, and just like with the EMX 125 title, it was you and Guadagnini battling for that crown. Was it fun racing again against Guadagnini this year?
Yeah, of course. We fight a lot with Matthias, and I think it's not the last year, so it's funny to see every time the same people.
And obviously, because you won the championship in Lommel, you know, not so far from the team. I guess it was quite a big moment for them as well. Yeah, they're in Holland, but not so far away.
Yeah, of course. It was like almost one home GP because I live in Netherlands now, so we train a lot in Belgium too. So it was really nice, and I enjoy.
Sure.
Well, next year you'll be in MX2. Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, of course. We do this 3 race in MX2 for prepare the next season, for have a little bit the feeling of the class, and we will see.
Obviously, you're racing here this weekend, but your first MX2 Grand Prix was Lommel, just a few days after you won the EMX 250 title. You qualified in 7th. You finished 4th in one of the races. Were you surprised at that result, to be inside the top 5 so quick?
Yeah, of course. I won't make it, but for sure was not what everybody was thinking. But I worked really hard for be on the front, for sure, not on the MX2. But with some good start, I know my speed is not so bad, so I can do something. But difficult to take a good start always.
Would you say that living in Holland with the team has really helped improve your sand riding? I mean, you could ride it okay before, but now you are on another level with the sand riding. Would you agree?
Yeah, of course. Last year I was not so bad with the sand, but to come live in Holland is like yeah, like my texture, you know. Normally I need few days for come back good on the sand, and now yeah, it's like if I ride every day, so it's good.
Well, you raced here on Sunday, here in Trentino. Let's talk about that second race, because you finished 2nd. You must be so pleased with that. Talk us through how it felt racing in that second race. We've got it.
Yeah, of course, the second moto was really good for me. I finished 2nd. Yeah, I think maybe nobody expect this. And yeah, first moto was difficult with one crash, but second moto, when I see it, was good till the beginning. I tried to push on the beginning for make one small gap, because I know it's very close in MX2, and yeah, go past me, don't make one small mistake. I was second, so I pushed till the end for finish second.
Obviously, Tom is leading the championship, but how much riding, how much racing have you done with Tom? Because when he's in front and you were in second, he wasn't pulling away and you were staying with him. So you raced him sometimes before in some French championship race or something like that, or not?
Not a lot, because Tom is a little bit older than me, so maybe I do 1 year, I think, but not more.
Yeah. And obviously next year you will be riding the factory team. I guess that's every kid's dream, one day to become a factory rider. How big a deal is this for you?
Yeah, of course, was my dream too, like every kid, to be factory. So now this happened, and I'm still with Yamaha, so I'm really happy about this, and I can't wait.
How is the track here actually? Because you raced here on Sunday, and we are again tomorrow, and then again on Sunday. It doesn't look like they can make too many changes. Like Lommel, they changed completely the last part of the lap. But was it a nice place to race? Did you enjoy racing here?
Yeah, of course. I like to ride here, change a little bit from the sand. We ride a lot on the sand this year. Of course, more difficult to change because it's really hard underneath. Yeah. But still really nice to ride.
Obviously, we mentioned you go factory next year. How much will you miss your teammate, Gianluca Facchetti?
Yeah, of course, a lot. You have a good complicity with Gian, but yeah, it's like this, and I can see him this winter on the training or next season on the back of the gate.
Yeah, but he's a funny guy, huh?
Yeah, of course.
Well, look, Thibault Benistant, thanks for joining us here today. All the best for the... Are you racing the last one or only this one?
No, I do only Wednesday.
Okay. So you're happy with the beginning of your MX2 career at the moment?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah. Well, look, all the best tomorrow. And obviously we see you at the race next year. Thibault Benistant, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Alessandro Lupino is waiting to join us in a moment, but before we catch up with Alessandro, here's some highlights from the MXGP of Trentino, MX2 Race 2 highlights. Once again, Thibault Benistant a flying start in second, Bailey Malkovich up to third. Olsen just a little bit skew whiff, and that water's not from water in the track, that's just the rain that we had the other day causing all those problems there. Oh, Fernandez out of what was he, 7th? And then all kinds of problems in. Olsen squeezes. Sandner gets himself into third. Kit should have advantage at the bottom of the hill. Sandner looks across and gives him plenty of room to maneuver. Just a matter of which line you pick, and you can see the difference in lines there. Geertz was able to make the pass stick. Lost the front in the rut, picked himself up, rejoined, kept the engine running, thankfully. Watson does dive down the inside of Beaton, railed that corner to perfection. Right, this time, can Geertz find a way through? He's alongside Benistant, who looks across at the Belgian. Second place then for Jago Geertz. Oh, Vial's down. Oh, he buries the berm. So Geertz finds himself on the receiving end of some good fortune, finally. Van der Moosdijk getting caught and passed. Has he made a mistake? I think he has, because Gifting has gone through, and Watson out of sight. Jago Geertz, Monster Energy Yamaha Factory MX2, takes the flag. Race win number 13 for the season.
Yeah, I'm really happy with the day after such a difficult week in Lommel. We worked really hard on the bike this week, and yeah, it showed. It was I felt really good on the bike, and everything was working good, and I won again, so I'm really happy with that.
Geerts and Olsen tying on points, but the win in race 2 gives it to Jago Geerts. Vial's mistake cost him the win. He finishes in 3rd. Tom Vial finds himself now 73 points clear of Jago Geerts. Renault 3rd. He's got 6 points over Olsen, now up into 4th place. Tom Vial, 3rd overall, Red Bull KTM Factory Racing. Thomas Geir Olsen, a win in race 1, 4th in race 2. He'll probably be disappointed that he's not standing on the top step. Jago Geerts bounces back from a disappointing home round at Lommel to win here at the MXGP of Trentino, round 16, his 5th win of the campaign. But the Red Flakes still stays on the front of the KTM of Tom Vial. Hello everybody, welcome back to our live studio show here on MXGPTV.com with me, Paul Malin, and Lisa Leyland. Our second guest has joined us now, and that of course is Alessandro Lupino, the Gebbon Van Venrooy Yamaha rider. Alessandro, great to see you.
Thank you, Paul.
Obviously I guess the biggest thing, I know we are right at the end of the season, but the biggest thing for you in the start of the year was staying with the same team but changing bike, and obviously as a rider it's never easy to do that. Was it difficult for you to readapt to the Yamaha, or not so?
Yeah, like you say, for a rider it's never easy, because when you take use of a bike, then you have to start from zero again. That means you have to start with a new setup of suspension and a new engine. So all the work you done before, you lose it. So we spend all the winter to improve the bike, but then unfortunately the coronavirus is coming, so we stopped it. And I was thinking that it was not enough. So during the coronavirus, we keep on pushing to improve, and then we make a bigger step when after Latvia with the engine. So we spend a lot of months to improve the bike.
What was the biggest thing you had to get right? Was it the chassis, or, as you said, the engine?
Yeah, it's the engine. I think Yamaha have a lot of power, but for us, for a GP rider, we need more on the torque, especially what I use it, or even Kelvin Brander and what he likes, is more on the torque. So because the track is a lot of ripped, so soft, and so we have tried to make the power of Yamaha a little bit lower everywhere.
Yeah.
We don't need the top, but a little bit lower everywhere.
Okay.
Well, it hasn't been the easiest of seasons for you. I know you struggled quite a bit in Latvia. Were you carrying an injury those rounds?
Yeah, I become from an injury. I was small injured, but then I come back Latvia. But Latvia for me was like an unreal. It was like not me on the bike. Didn't feel confidence, and you know, when you're on the bike you don't want to push. It's really bad feeling to be a rider and that have that on during the races. So I make a small stop after Latvia, and then I started again focus 100%, and then feeling that it was getting better and better until Faenza, finally I can show it.
Well, in Faenza 2 and 3, you had two top 10 rides, didn't you? So you must have been pleased with that after the struggles.
Yeah,
that
was all the energy what I have inside that I cannot show it in Latvia, so I push it in Faenza and in Italy. Yeah, and then it's really nice, and finally when you ride like that, you have another feeling on the bike as a rider.
Did you enjoy being back on the hardpack, and is Faenza a track that you like racing?
Yeah, Faenza is really nice ground, and yeah, in Italy we don't have sandy. Most of the track are like that, so in the summer it's pretty hard, but they make a good job, and Faenza was technique. And that's most of my riding of style hardpack.
And obviously you were fighting, you know, between 5th, 6th, 7th, those 2 or 3 races. Was it good fun being back towards the front? Is that where you feel you should be if you are completely 100% without injuries?
Yeah, That's I think where I can stay. Now the level of MXGP is really high, but when you start on the back, it's way much difficult. On the back, everybody is fighting harder, and if you want to pass, you spend a lot of energy. If you make a good start and you stay with the guys in front, you have a lot more respect each other, and then you get the flow, and even you don't get tired. Even for end of the motor was not tired at all.
Well, you missed the rounds in Lommel, Belgium. Was that so you can be fully fit before coming to?
Yeah, because in Mantova I get injured, and the ligament and the ankle I broken. So the week of Lommel I just back on the bike. So that means I went 4 times before here in Narco. So it's just not much, but I was not ready at all, especially to be back on the sand track.
No. Well, here on Sunday you had 2 7th-place finishes. Not bad for somebody who's just come back from injury. You must have been happy about that.
Yeah, that's true. To be honest, I didn't expect that I was that fast. And I knew the first mod I get a good start. I say, oh, now I have to push a lot, but how I can keep it that speed. But in the end, I know when I'm tired because you start to watch the clock over the finish line. So the first time that I look at, there was 5 minutes to go. I say, still 5 minutes plus the lap, so I can do it. But then I slow down in the end. I don't have the speed for all the motors, but I knew that. But when you start on the front, you already get the gap. So later in the motor is easier.
Yeah. And how much? I know there was no fans this week, but how much of your performance was because you were in Italy?
For sure, the feeling to ride in home country is make you feeling stronger. How you can say stronger, yeah, but even relaxing. Yeah. Because you know that you are in own town. But to ride without the public is a little bit. You lost that feeling because you forget that you are in Italy when you are racing. You remember before, but not when you are on the bike.
Yeah, no tifosi.
No.
2 rounds to go then. 1 tomorrow, 1 on Sunday. What would you hope to achieve from these next 2 rounds, personally?
I mean, to have fun.
Yeah.
That's the main things, because to enjoy every time we go on the bike, and then at the same time, if we enjoy, we do good job. So I don't have to care about results anymore because the championship is gone. So just have fun. That's the most things. From the first time I go on the bike, have fun. The track is good prepared, so we enjoy a lot this year, much better than the past. So let's have fun and make some good result if it's possible.
If it rains tomorrow, people are saying it might rain. How do you think this will change the track condition? Because we'd had a lot of rain before the weekend, but fortunately no rain during the weekend. So how do you think it will change the track?
In the past, when it was raining on this track, was not a problem. I think this year is going to be a little bit more problem because they bring sand on the track, but on the bottom is hard, for sure. So like on the top of the track, even Sunday, there was a part that the water doesn't go away. Stay between the hard pack and the sand. Sure. So it's pretty soft, and it's gonna be in one line. So we hope that there's rain or just a little bit.
All right. Well, look, Alessandro, thanks for joining us.
Thanks.
All the best for the next 2 races, and enjoy the winter as well when we have a little bit of time off finally.
Yeah.
Alessandro Lupino. Courtney Duncan is in the room next door. It's not exactly a green room, but you know, she's there waiting for us. We'll talk to Courtney in a moment, the new WMX World Champion. But before that, here's some highlights from MXGP of Trentino, MXGP Race 2. Fly Racing 15-second board up for the final time today, the MXGP of Trentino here at Pietramurata. Tony Cairoli, the 2:22, but then by the time we hit turn 2, it's Siwa who leads the way. Siwa throws away the lead. And side by side, Siwa does get the better of Lupino. Geiser now in 6, Fevra now in 7, with that move on Walsh. What was it Jeffrey Hurling said about Clement de Sal? Pass him. It was like, oh no, not this guy, not those elbows. He does like to get those elbows out, doesn't he? And Geiser has eased past the 77 of Lupino, moves himself into 5th place. Oh, almost off the side of the track and into those tough blocks. Carries that momentum, can't get it in and out there quick enough, but he does get alongside Siwa and takes away the line from the Swiss, moves into 4th place. Oh, and this is going to be another mistake from Leyland. Cairoli has thrown everything at the Panda, but he's battered them away with those big Panda paws of his. Clement de Sal goes by pit lane, and what a way to finish the Grand Prix here in Trentino. Clement de Sal wins race 2, and he is going to be over the moon with that. Cairoli second, he knows he's going to take some points, but de Sal will be on the podium as well. Congratulations there from Tony Cairoli. The Panda on the podium 3rd overall, and he does it with a race win as well. Tony Cairoli, your overall winner. Geiser 2nd, de Sal 3rd overall today.
I like to ride in Italy, of course, but without public it's not the same. Here in Arco it's always a nice atmosphere, but still, I'm really happy to win the overall. Also very happy to fight with Clement for the 2nd moto. It was like a couple of years ago when we fight for the championship, and congratulations to him to have this moto win, and thanks to everybody for supporting from home.
Hey everybody, welcome back to our live studio show here on MXGPTV.com with me, Paul Malin, and Lisa Leyland. And I am now pleased to say that we are joined by our 2020 WMX World Champion, Courtney Duncan, from DRT Kawasaki. And what a performance it was, what a season it's been. Courtney, welcome to our studio show. First time for you, I guess, on in the studio area here. They say it's harder to defend a title than it is to win it. Did you find that to be the case this year?
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, just totally different seasons. Obviously, last year was great to win, and the way I was able to win was amazing. And then the feeling to get the monkey off the back after trying for so many years was, I mean, it's hard to beat that feeling alone. But then the way I was able to win this year is also a sweet feeling to come from behind. And I mean, I come into the final 4 points behind, so it was do or die out there.
You went 1-1 at Matterley at the first round. Seems like forever ago now. And on paper, that would seem like the perfect start. But it wasn't all plain sailing, was it? You arrived late. You didn't have a lot of time on the bike. How difficult was the pre-season, or just being here for that first round?
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot more to it than that. Like you say, not too many people knew, but we didn't really have a off season. I had a slight hiccup at the start of the year, and actually I was contemplating whether I was going to race Matterley. Just was having a lot of headaches and stuff, so to come away with a 1-1 was, I mean, it was an unbelievable feeling. And then, but I still struggled, like I say, and then I think it showed even more in Valkenswaard that we were far from our best, but managed to get through those couple weekends.
Well, you held the red plate after Valkenswaard, didn't you? And then we went into lockdown. How was that period for you? Because it was, I mean, it was like near 7 months between rounds 2 and 3. It must have just been strange.
Yeah, it was strange for sure to have no racing. I mean, we never, our off season's not even that long, so it was crazy, but it kind of worked in my favor a little bit. I was able to have a lot more time on the bike and get my fitness back, get my confidence back and speed back, and a lot of people said, you know, was it weird and stuff, and obviously the uncertainty behind it as far as when are we going to get back, the calendar always changing was difficult, but in sense of staying motivated, for me that was not too difficult. I mean, I loved my, you know, being home and riding with my friends, and we have some beautiful tracks back home in New Zealand, so as far as keeping the motivation to keep training, yeah, that wasn't too much of an issue for me.
Yeah, well then the season did resume finally in Mantova for you. Quite challenging, I'd have to say, and 2 completely different races. Just tell us about it.
Yeah, I mean, definitely wasn't on script that weekend.
Yeah. And this is from race 1, and then we have obviously the incident from race 2. So, I mean, how were you feeling anyway during that first race?
Yeah, so the first race was, yeah, it was okay. It was pretty good. I mean, I was able to win that and had a comfortable lead, so that was great. And then the second race was, yeah, we were only a couple of laps in, and then I think everyone saw me have that massive crash, and obviously it was one of those things where I've got to be grateful and thankful I was able to walk away healthy and in one piece from that crash. And but yeah, definitely not ideal, but at the same time I was pretty proud of the way we were able to forget about it pretty quickly and move on to the second one.
How were the track conditions there actually? Is it a place you enjoy going to, or?
Yeah, I really enjoyed the track. It was the first time I'd ever been to the circuit as far as for a race. So it was a beautiful track, and I enjoyed jumping. So, and this track had a lot of jumps, so that was fun. I found it quite difficult to pass on. I watched quite a few interviews, and most riders said the same thing. So that side of it was could be frustrating at times. You kind of had to sit behind and wait for a mistake. But no, I mean, I had a lot of fun. And
I mean, this was the crash. We have the replay of it. I mean, what went through your head at that moment when, because obviously you got up, you were okay, but then you went to the bike, as we'll see here. I mean, what was going through your head at this moment, first of all?
Oh, unbelievable. Like, the way I described it is, like, I used to go to the swimming pools and jump off the diving boards when I was a little kid, you know, like off the 10 meter, and that was the same feeling. It was just like, you just feel so high up in the air, and how's this going to end? And when I got back to the bike, it was like, still the handlebars snapped, and the first thing I was just like, oh no, like, this cannot be my championship done just like that. You know, we don't have too many races, so when you do have a DNF, it's usually not possible to, win a championship. But, I mean, we made it happen and got to be grateful.
Well, things didn't get any easier on Saturday, did they, at the final round? I mean, it was so close, 2 different races for you again. So tense, but finally you were able to celebrate another world title.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the crash in the first corner was, like I say, not really on the script.
No.
And especially in a situation where you need to go out there and win as well. But at the same time, I knew what was on the line this weekend. I didn't really have to think too much about it. I just, you know, made it happen. And I mean, at the end of the day, I wanted to be a world champion again, and I had to dig deep for that one. But yeah, unbelievable to come back and get the win. And then second moto, I knew the situation. We had a few words before the race, and knew that third would be enough. Obviously, I would have liked to go out and win that, but given the situation, I would rather win a championship than win a moto. So. Threw in, you know, a few away in the past, and I didn't want to do that one again.
In terms of the championship itself, what will you take away from this season? Because, you know, part of winning is also accepting, you know, where you've come from and the problems that you face along the way. What will you take going into next year, going forward?
Yeah, there's lots of things that I can have a look at, and, you know, I'm excited to do that. Look at the drawing board and see where we can be better. And obviously the new bike was great, but I probably need a little bit more time moving into Mantova. So just about, you know, being maybe a little bit more prepared, giving myself a little bit more time. Obviously I like from New Zealand to England back and forth, so maybe giving myself a little bit more time on the other end. But I mean, there's heaps of areas that could be better. I mean, for instance, this weekend my starts, there's a key that I could be better in, and yeah, there's plenty to take away from this one.
And just really, really quickly, obviously you won the title last year in Turkey. You won again here. Which was the sweetest moment for you? Turkey because it was the first, or this one because of what you went through?
I don't know. I mean, that one's so hard. I think, obviously, like, it's hard to beat your first title because, especially given the way it happened, it wasn't like, it didn't come easy, you know. I had to go through so much, and it was to a point where I was like, is this ever going to happen? So to achieve that was great, but, man, I really had to dig deep in this last round to make that happen. And, yeah, I'm proud of the way the team and I were able to rebound and get it.
Cool. Well, look, Courtney, thanks for joining us. We are out of time. Join us in just over an hour's time when we resume to the racing here today. We've got EMX Open and European Two-Stroke Championship all day today on MXGP TV. But join us tomorrow, 8:30 local time for MX2 time practice. We'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Thanks to our guests. See you next time. Bye for now.